By popular opinion, one of the most important qualities of a fragrance is its performance. Projection, longevity, and sillage can make or break a purchase decision. But is it possible to have a fragrance that's too powerful? I'll let you be the judge of that. Hello, my beautiful fragrance family. Dustin here, fragrance fan. Go ahead and do me a solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification, and I'm just going to keep on bringing you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews. That 40-ish and $100 range, most of these are way less than that, and a good number of these you can find at your local rack stores. I got 5 ultra strong fragrances for you guys today, all budget friendly. I think the most expensive one on this list is like in the low 30s, maybe upper 20s. It fluctuates, as most of these do. This is December of 2024. So let's get on with 5 of my most powerful fragrances. So let's go ahead and start by saying I have other fragrances that could have easily made this list, but I just chose these ones. Maybe I'll do a part 2, but these 5 right here are quite strong. The way that I judge these things is when I would spray them on my hand. If I'm test driving them, getting to know these fragrances, and I'm like out of the shower, and the next morning when I wake up and I could clearly smell them pumping off my skin, I knew that these were worthy of being on this list. And some of these project harder than others, but overall longevity, they are all great in performance on me anyhow. So in no particular order, I'm going to butcher some of the names on these things, and just because they're in here doesn't mean that I particularly like them that much. I'm just naming off 5 fragrances that are super beast mode on my skin. First up, Lattafa Lon Malaki. I found this one at, I think it was Burlington and Bradenton for $20. So what's going on with this fragrance is it is a sweet, fruity, floral fragrance. That's mainly what it is. Sweet, fruity, floral with a bit of silkiness coming from somewhere. Now, it leans way more feminine than it does masculine due to this sweet floral nature of this fragrance, because it's not like some kind of nice smooth rose note. It's like a candy, fruity, jelly bean, it's just a sweet, feminine, floral, loud, super loud, room-filling fragrance. So it's not a safe blind buy. It's not a safe blind buy. It's not one that I'm even going to be wearing, probably. I might check it out of the shower. It's probably going to be more like a room filler when I just want my house to smell like something different. I might throw that thing in the air or something like that. It's not one that I'm going to be wearing, that's for sure. So it's not a safe blind buy. A lot of people like this thing, but more people don't than do. So there's that. If you're into sweet, fruity, floral fragrances, bit of powderiness and a silky smoothness to this thing, this one might be for you, but it's just super loud and super long lasting. So Lattafa Lon Malaki had to make this list. Up next, one that needs barely any introduction, but I'm going to give you an introduction to it anyhow, and that is Armaf's Club de Nuit Eau de Toilette. I have the Parfum. Basically, the performance on both of them is almost identical. This one is just like in the mid-20s, whereas that one's in like the mid-50s. So we're going to go with this one. The main difference between these two, between this one and the Parfum, is in the opening. They both have that lemony opening, but I think the Parfum doesn't have so much of that sharp. There's like a sharp tartness to it and like a black pepper thing in this one that kind of rubs people the wrong way, but that doesn't last more than like 5 or 10 minutes, and then you're just left with that dark, rich, black currant, smoky, birch, a little bit of floral rose and earthiness. It's Creative Ventus, if you didn't know, which I'm sure you did if you're watching my channel, but on me, it's long lasting. I'll put the batch code right here on this one. They're really hard to read because the way that they got them etched in the bottom of this black bottle. But this particular one and my Parfum, like I said, they perform pretty much identical. Act like this. I spray them on. I go heavy on most of my fragrances, but these ones you do not. 6 to 8 sprays or so, because they don't project crazy. It's not like some kind of room filling fragrance. So you can spray a little bit with this one. And after about 4 or 5 hours, I think that I'm losing a lot of the scent. But I think I'm going nose blind, right? I can still smell it up close on me and stuff like that. But I'll go home, hang out my jacket or whatever, do what I do the next day, come back home, clearly smelling that thing, not fumigating, but, you know, projecting off my jacket in my room. My whole room will smell like Club de Nuit. And I'm not complaining because I love the way that it smells. I'll walk into my room and be like, wow, this thing smells really good. My room smells awesome. And it's because this is still in my jacket. And, you know, when something's on my jacket, I'm probably laying it with something else the next day. And that one will usually kind of be battling that one, whatever fragrance I'm wearing the next day. And I'm still catching whiffs of that smokiness from this. So it is a long-lasting fragrance. Don't care what anybody says. On me, I'm lucky. I get good performance out of Club de Nuit or the Toilette. Up next, another one that you can sometimes, I think, find at Burlington and stuff like that. I got this one online for like $16 or something. And a lot of people like this better than what it's cloning. Yeah, there it is. Ameer Al Oudh. Lattafa Ameer Al Oudh. A lot of people say this smells like By the Fireplace. And I agree. It really does smell like By the Fireplace. It's not quite as sticky to me. That's the thing. That's one of the main differences. So this makes it more masculine leaning. I think By the Fireplace is down the center and maybe it could go slightly more feminine. But this one has a bit more of a woodiness to it. The smoke is just as smooth. Not quite as much of the like red hot amber type smell that you get in By the Fireplace, but you get all that smokiness. Smooth woodiness, vanilla, a little bit of sugariness, but it's not as sticky. And I was surprised with how long that it lasted because the projection is a little bit above average, but it hung on me clearly until the next day on my hand, clearly hung on there. I didn't think that it was doing that at first. I think that this thing is definitely getting stronger over time. But man, the scent profile, if you like By the Fireplace, you're going to love this thing. A lot of people like it better because it's not as sticky and it's a little bit more masculine. So that's some of the main differences. I'm not going into deep dives in these things, but it is a great performing fragrance. Up next, one that it's very loud. And it is in that category of By the Fireplace, but it's almost like you get By the Fireplace Intense or By the Fireplace Extreme. And that is Raghba Wood Intense. This thing is a woody, sweet, sticky, sweet, sugary, caramel, smoky as all get out kind of fragrance. Room filler. I mean, it's a room filler. I spray heavy on like everything. I'm doing like, you know, and I don't really get any complaints, right? So some people are like, oh, you should only do like 4 or 5 sprays. It's probably why you're not getting compliments or whatever, because you're not spraying enough. Like things like this, you know, average performing everything, you can go 14 sprays with that thing. I do. This one, you can probably get away with 1 or 2. I do 4, but it lasts all day long. This thing is strong. But I make sure that when I'm spraying it that many times, like this one 4 times, I'm not going to be next to anybody for like the next 30 or 45 minutes because by then it's going back into a 2.5 or 3 foot projection by that time. This thing is strong. Sticky, sweet, woody, vanilla, caramel, smoky fragrance. Compliment puller. I didn't realize how many people were going to like this thing because it's so bold and like an in-your-face, sticky, sweet, smoky, woody thing. But women like this thing, and it pulls in compliments. It's maybe because it's loud enough that like everybody smells it or whatever, but there's something about this one. It's a warm like this thing is a warm kind of fragrance. It's good for cool weather, the coolest of cool weather, nighttime fragrance. I would not recommend that thing in the summer. People, you can wear what you want, but that thing is, it is a room filler and a half. And last but not least, this one really surprised me with how long it lasted. And I'm going to explain something that, let's just get into this one. Lattafa Atlas. This one is Citrus, fresh, salty, got some like marine seaweed, and a little bit of a balsamic thing going on. If you like salty fragrances, that's what this is. Very salty. It's like, how do you get a marine, fresh, airy, salty, aquatic fragrance to be so loud? I don't know. Somebody said it smells like smelling salts, and that's not too far off. Because it can take your breath away. This thing is strong. At first, when I smelled it, I wasn't blown away by how strong it was. After like 2 or 3 days, I was like, wow, this thing actually is strong. I wore it when I went to go teach a class. And I had like 2 sprays on me, 2 or 3 sprays. And I didn't spray it right before. It was like an hour and a half drive to this class. Taught the class, and everybody's like, dude, what are you wearing? It smells super good. And they, like, the next time I went there and taught, they said that it hung out in that chapel for like a day or 2. I don't know how that's possible, because when I spray it in here, I'll smell it like maybe the next day or something like that. But it's really strong. It's really, really strong. Marine, salty, aquatic, citrusy, seaweed. It is definitely like an ocean in a bottle at a highly concentrated level. I enjoy the way that it smells. This is also not a safe fragrance to buy, even though pretty much everyone that smelled this like it. If you don't like this thing, it's going to suck for you for like a whole solid day, because good luck washing this thing off your hands. It's that strong. Some people say they don't smell anything. But there's some fragrances that you can be completely blind to. I know people that cannot smell Paco Rabanne's 1 Million. They cannot smell it. Don't know why. It's a strong fragrance, bordering beast mode, but they just can't smell it. This one, I think some people just can't smell it. It's very, very airy, marine, sharp. There's a sharpness to that salty thing going on. But powerhouse, super powerhouse. So that's 5 fragrances that I think are absolutely beast mode in my collection. I got a couple others. Like I said, they could have been in this video, but I just wanted to keep it down to 5. I don't want to make like 20-minute videos and stuff like that. If you guys want me to make 20-minute videos, let me know. But, you know, I like to keep it kind of simple. I didn't want to go into a deep dive on these things. Just wanted to bring these things out there, give a PowerPoint on what they smelled like. And all of them I enjoy and I do wear. I will wear more than 1 or 2 or 3 times. They're not going to get lost, except for this one. I'm just not going to be wearing it. So the other ones, like this one, is actually empty. That's why I got the parfum, because that one's empty. So that's the 5 fragrances that I'm talking about for now. Maybe I'll do a part 2 to this, but with that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always, and until next time.